Today marks my 21st birthday, and I was rewarded with lots of presents. For being born, I guess. But my present to you all is a video talking about 5-time Survivor production. We're just straight up too generous in the rewards they were giving to their contestants. So sit back, relax, and grab some popcorn. Oh, you thought I was talking to you? No, this was the instructions given by Jeff to Amber and Rob in All Stars Drive-In Movie Reward. This was the reward of All Stars episode 15, where the contestants had to fight through separate elimination rounds until only one remained, who was Rob, and could pick one other partner to join him. So, to no one's surprise, he picked Amber. Definitely because of the reason she was second place. Had Big Tom been in the finals, there's no doubt in my mind history repeat itself, where he goes on a date with him, they have a snog, and a similar televised wedding. No doubt at all. Now, the movie was a pretty good reward in and of itself, with a dozen different sweets, bottomless hot dogs, popcorn, juice, pop, blankets, and best of all, a movie that wasn't Jack and Jill. But the ridiculousness of generosity from production begins at the fact this is a drive-in movie, and Rob also gets a state-of-the-art GM Chevrolet truck. It's a nice truck, and clearly Jeff thinks so too, as after Rob selects Amber to join him, Jeff, like an angry sibling, whining to his mummy it's his turn to sit in the front seat, yeets Amber into the back and rides shotgun with Rob. But even with that, the reward isn't over, as for some reason Amber gets a car for existing. Now, in Jeff's defense, he plays the wingman well, telling Amber it was because Rob got it for her as she was his partner. Nonetheless, this was an incredible reward, featuring an evening away, bottomless food, and drinks with 2 entire new cars. At number 4, we have episode 4 of season 10 Palau, featuring a competition where each tribe had to build the best bathroom with a range of tools that the 2 leaders from each tribe could pick from. Now, for Oolong, they had a builder in James, which was a massive advantage, and was confident he could win for his tribe. But unfortunately, at the first tribal council, James said Oolong was an incredible tribe, and thus, in his perpetual quest to be the most incorrect man on Survivor, had cursed Oolong. This extended into this reward challenge, where Karud won a visit from production, who would build them a tribe shelter after winning the challenge. Now, at this portion of the game, typically only small rewards were given out, like a little bit of food or comfort. Even Ian himself says he would have been happy with a tarp as a reward. Instead, production get to work, creating an extremely formidable tribe shelter with a sturdy roof to protect the tribes from the elements. The planks assisted the tribe in sleeping comfortably over bamboo, which, as we learned from the likes of Elizabeth in season 37, contributes towards stress on the back far more. There's also these completely unnecessary additions to the visit, like a hammock lounge area, picnic suite, an entire dock, and then housewarming gifts in the form of 2 bottles of wine. The reward was shelter building, but in reality it went above and beyond. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is classed as first class accommodation in New York City. Important to note finally was that this reward wasn't a one-time deal, aiding the Karud tribe for the entire game, and since there was no tribe swap, the entire Karud tribe were massively benefited throughout the entire game as they had a safe and comfortable shelter. On the topic of comfort, at number 3, we're pivoting to Australian Survivor with by far the most ridiculous auction reward. In 2017, the first advantage pitched was a mystery where, in classic Luke Toki fashion, he bids almost everything on it. And under the cover was something very, very interesting. A scroll? Yep. A scroll. Naturally, Luke was worried he could be ejected from the auction and sent back to camp, but instead something on the opposite spectrum happened. Luke, hands down, got the most generous reward ever in an auction. JLP gives him a table for 1, which, yes, means he's no longer in the auction, but every time someone successfully buys something, Luke gets his own plate of it. This starts out with Luke getting Ziggy's smashed avocado on toast she spent 500 on, and it only becomes more and more ridiculous. He gets Henry's cheesecake with a glass of wine, Lockie's burrito with a margarita, a phone call home after Tara gets hers, Jericho's burger, fries and a cola. He then gets a challenge advantage as well as P2 bid on it, and he even gets his own little coconut Sarah paid 500 for. It's also important to note all the food Luke won wasn't a small portion, or like Shane a season later, he didn't have to beg for food from the others. He just got full-size meal after full-sized meal. Like, were production seriously expecting anyone to finish all that food? Best of all is Tessa, who gets a night away at a spa and picks Michelle to come with her. Yeah, Luke gets that as well. This means after his banquet, Luke, in spite of not even being picked, gets to go on Tessa and Michelle's spa day, featuring pizza, chocolates, Tim Tams, a bed, morning donuts with cream, and champagne. With how much alcohol Luke consumed over this day, after starving for about a month, I'm surprised he's not, well, quite frankly, dead. The spa reward was amazing by itself, even with Michelle saying it's the best she's been on, but Luke says it best when he admits he's hit the jackpot. And on that note, I just hit 21 today, so to help me hit the subscriber jackpot, click that little button already, because these videos take so long to edit. That being said, at number 2, we're returning to Survivor US, and ironically, the most recent season, Survivor 43. Now this could be recency bias, but in spite of not being shown that much, this reward was pretty insane. To help exemplify my point, here's a recreation of how the conversation between the reward gatherer and reward challenge creator probably went. Hey dude. Oh, hey man. So, I got all the rewards ready for the challenges. How did designing the reward challenges go? Yeah, so about that, we decided we'll just have one big reward challenge and put everything into it. You designed only one reward challenge? I overslept, okay? For 6 weeks? Essentially, this reward challenge seemingly combined several different rewards into one. In episode 10, Jeff details the contestants will be playing for pizza, cheesecake, brownies, fruit, beer, wine, and crisps. Sorry, potato chips, because that makes sense as a phrase. Nonetheless, this makes it already one of the most substantial rewards in Survivor history. But it doesn't stop there, as the contestants also will be visiting the sanctuary, meaning they get to stay there overnight, also with the items of comfort such as blankets and pillows. It keeps going too, as Jeff also reveals there will be letters from home, which personally I feel is better than a phone call because it bypasses reception issues, and there's just something extremely wholesome about someone writing a letter for you, especially if the contestants have children that write to them. Modern day Survivor prides itself on having some of the toughest Survivor seasons, which was a focal point of Survivor 41, and we saw the elements of it in Survivor 42. I think this reward explains why that storyline was basically forgotten in Survivor 43, as to call it the toughest season of Survivor, alongside Australia where Elizabeth's hair was literally falling out due to malnutrition, or Africa where the contestants literally were forced to drink elephant poop water, it comes off as a bit disingenuous to compare that to this. This reward is also incredibly generous to its contestants, since it's only a 26-day game, giving them calories and comfort for a longer percentage of the game compared to the prior 39-day format or the 2016 and 2017 Australian Survivor format, which was an insane 55 days. But on the topic of Australian Survivor, we're moving back to it, as it has stolen the #1 spot, in my eyes. Episode 14 of Australian Survivor Champions vs Contenders 2 had, in classic Australian Survivor fashion, one of the most ridiculous rewards ever. This was the first merge challenge, and solely for reward, except Jonathan, the host, didn't reveal what was in the crate as the prize. The challenge was individual, requiring contestants to hold a weighted sandbag above their head until it became too much and they dropped out. Except that wasn't the only way a contestant could be eliminated, as there was also temptations contestants could drop out of the challenge to gain. There was a variety of items from food to an advantage in the next immunity challenge, a phone call home, and a chicken parm that John, in classic fashion, nearly attacked JLP over because he couldn't get it. Ultimately, Daisy won, and back at camp she opened the crate to reveal the crate contained every temptation offered at the challenge, which, considering there were 13 people, resulted in quite the bounty. In fact, in total, Daisy received a chicken parm, chocolate cake, spaghetti, pizza, a breakfast sandwich, shampoo, chocolates, beef tacos, wine, a margarita, and an advantage in the next immunity challenge, a bath, and a phone call home. But somehow, if that wasn't good enough for you, Daisy also gets an idol in this crate. It's not one of these idols that can only be used at the merge, for example. This thing is fully powered and just given to her. Now, to be fair, giving Daisy an idol is about as beneficial as James Miller saying he's confident something will work out. But it still doesn't change hypothetically. Someone could have enough food energy to last them for the rest of the game, with an immunity necklace thanks to their challenge advantage, and an idol in their pocket. It really was overkill on the advantages, and overall, fully deserving of number 1. Once again, a massive thanks to everyone for watching. If you feel I missed any rewards that were too generous, make sure to comment them below. And also, while you're down there, like the video if you enjoyed it. On the screen now is another video outlining 5 boots that were insanely screwed in Survivor that I'm sure you'll all enjoy. That being said, have a great day, and peace!